everyone, and we're from CWU Linwood. It has been said that the best way to offer an introduction is to be brief, to be accurate, and to be quickly seated. I promise to be as brief as I can, no matter how long it takes. So, I am honored to introduce to you the IDS Social Sciences student of distinction, Chris Blackwolf. Chris brings a refreshing curiosity, insight, and thoughtful collaboration to his academic engagements. He always finds a relevant story or example that assists other students, and in a way that seeks to both leverage and honors their strengths. I have come to appreciate his enthusiasm for exploring either unfamiliar or opposing viewpoints, and the way he actively challenges and wrestles his beliefs and assumptions in endeavor to grow. One of the qualities that I have come to appreciate most about Chris is that the humility and the empathy he has extends to others. He seeks out opportunity to uplift others and offer encouragement while learning from them as much as he can. Chris continues to be recognized in our community for his compassionate engagements in social justice and advocacy, and offer a substantial, vital contributions to advance Central Washington University's mission that supports our vision for the future and that embodies the core values that guide our work here at CWU. Without further ado, please join me to congratulating and welcome Chris Blackwolf.
It is truly an honor to be invited here today, despite my suspicions that this was all part of a concerted effort to get me to confront my fear of public speaking. Coming back to school at a later stage in life necessitated many adjustments for me. Online learning, what a concept. I have Canvas on my cell phone. I can text in my contributions to class discussions. However, at this age, it takes me a little bit longer than some of my younger colleagues, mostly because at this age I tend to text using complete sentences. I found myself at a crossroads where every conceivable path before me was uphill. Like many from my former industry, I faced yet another layoff that forced me into competitive uncertainty. Of course, this seemed more like a push, but a welcomed one. And I held my head up high and turned to face the winds of change with curiosity, with hope, and with a little bit of grace. I left a 20-year career in technology to do something that actively and profoundly contributes to the greater social good. In my late 40s, and being the youngest of 7, I became the first in my family to graduate junior college. At age 50, I'll graduate this June with my undergraduate degree before a warm handoff to University of Washington's Master of Social Work program in the fall. It hasn't always been an easy road. It was often littered with shards of self-doubt and insecurities that threatened to cut at every step. Paraphrasing 19th century French novelist and playwright Honoré de Balzac, he said that most of our miseries lie in anticipation. Through this entire process, I kept expecting to fail, but it just never happened. The IDS program gave me the experiences and the social koans for which to explore and interpret the abundance of paradoxes that inundate our daily lives. This program also helped me to expand my comfort zone to include areas previously uncomfortable for me. This is what our academic engagements are all about. More than this, the IDS program armed me with actionable knowledge by which to make better and more informed assessments and decisions. This program exposed me to stories of strength. It exposed me to the multicultural voices that actively inspire us to listen, that invite us to expand our social consciousness with curiosity and participation. Higher education is not just a mile marker, but a call to action, one defined, practiced, and honed through judicious engagement of our academic experiences. It is an aggregate of our civic engagements, our clubs, our study groups, our personal interactions with our educators and advisors that ultimately lend definition and our value to the academic experience. Even with all of this knowledge, there were, however, a few drawbacks. For example, I could no longer watch anything Disney without an impulse to deconstruct it through the lenses of gender and race. It sucks because I really like The Lion King and the Aristocats, but what can I do? A good friend of mine, Troy Siebert, once told me that communities grow when we reach out and uplift those closest to us. Humanity grows when we reach out and uplift those not like us. As we begin to view the world and its inhabitants through the lenses of humanism and community, we begin to better see ourselves within that sphere. We begin to move from othering and annexation to encompassing and relating to one another. Standing in front of the mirrors of introspection, our academic experiences shape the narratives and sketches of our autoethnographies. These are our meaningful lexicons that are honed from the stories of vulnerability and of triumph. These experiences challenge us to speak truth to power and about power. They give us a solid foundation for which to critically examine systems and structures in a manner consistent with principles of ethics and responsibility, and in a way that allows us to offer significant contributions to the greater scholarship. I want to acknowledge both Professor Trey Udon and Dr. Julie Aldcroft for presenting extraordinary methodologies for which to critically engage challenging subjects. They did so with a depth and a level of expertise that challenged students with profundity and proficiency. I'm also grateful to the College of Sciences for constructing a community ethos that exemplifies the elevating and supporting of one another as we build strong alliances toward greater futures. Thank you for the opportunity to see the world as a community, to be accountable to myself and to others with the highest standard and authority, to critically engage injustice and inequality with profound measures of confidence, optimism, and compassion. I'm both honored and grateful for this acknowledgement and distinction.